Welcome to part 24 of Hyperdimension Neptunia Rebirth 1. We actually started chapter 4 in part 20, and now it's part 24. We're about to end it. We just have to start this cutscene, which we will be taking the most dangerous route over to Lowee. Needless to say, it's probably an unconventional route. Now that I stop and think about it, Hyrule Snowfield, the place we're about to go to, was one of many places we fought Blonde. That much is certain. It's not really a new stage, it's actually a stage that appeared in the first game, but it was one of the places where we encountered Blonde twice. And also it was a stage that you had a DLC event with Nisa. Other than that, that's the only thing I remember of Hyrule Snowfield as far as the past game's concerned. Now, in case anybody's wondering why I'm still staying here, I'm trying to check the frame rate of the recording, because the frame rate has been an issue in many of my recordings for the past week, so I just had to make sure that it was no frame rate problems here. Well, the frame rate problems was over and done with, and I also had to make sure that the controller was not acting up, because that too was a problem. But this time around, everything should be fine. Now then, we're going to Hyrule Snowfield, and a little note about all the treasures that are here. There's 3 you have to get without the shuffled treasure mode on, or at least the plan unlocked, and there's some you can get with it. One of which is a healing pod. The other one is the plan for Blonde's drive hammer. The rest are just other healing items. But still, Blonde's drive hammer is the important one. And that one basically is a powerful weapon that you could use. But unfortunately, the drive hammer happens to be, well, how shall I put this? The drive hammer happens to be one of the most, one of the stronger weapons that Blonde had at the time. She gets stronger, but at the time it's one of the more useful weapons because it actually gave her the ability to target like more than one enemy. Some of the weapons give you high tech, some of them don't. Drive hammer is one of them. And by the way, the enemies that we just got finished beating up, the Lowee Defense Guard and the Cold Girl. Unlike the High Guard in Donkey Kong Ruins, the Defense Guard, I think, has a higher defense than the High Guard. The High Guard parries defenses, basically. So, there is that.
It's my turn.
And we also got ice golems.
Prepare yourself.
This is where you're gonna get ice crystals from, I guess. But the ice golems are actually pretty high in defense.
And
I forgot to put combo link onto my player.
Be gone.
I really did.
Be gone.
Honestly, I made a mistake. I thought last part we the one where I actually
Did you really think you could stop the
put
mad magician?
Or what was I trying to say? Oh yes, I thought last part was the one where we put the combo link on. No, it's probably going to be this part, because of the fact that even though we're fighting with Vert, we're going to have to rearrange the party yet again at the end of the part. I mean, at the end of the area, that's for sure. Alright. We just need to beat up the rest of the enemies that comes our way. And the reason why we're doing all of this is going to be the strategy you're going to need for the upcoming boss. I mean, oh, let me rephrase that. I thought this was the last area, but it's not really. The last area is actually Stella Field, but we'll be getting there later on in this part. However, you do need a full EXC meter, because guess what? It's going to be a boss that everyone hates. One that you cannot heal against. Now, Is there anything else I need to mention? Yes, you probably will need to be at level 50 or 55 just to stand a chance against the boss. Especially since, again, you can't heal. And if you happen to have any thunder elemental attacks, put them either in your breaks or put them in your power attacks. It doesn't matter. I'm surprised Vert doesn't have anything like that, but I
see how you
think
fare.
Blonde only. I think Blonde does. But whatever the case,
Here you go.
we're just gonna chop up the rest of these enemies right quick and make this
Prepare
quick.
yourself.
Alright,
I won't go easy.
that ought to take care of the enemies, and I'm pretty
No one
sure
can
by the
surpass
time
my
we're
beauty.
done with the boss, we'll have enough EXE to take him down if we needed to. So on that note, let's make sure that we don't have anything lingering about, which none of the chests appear, because if they did, Laplace's eyes would have picked them up by now. Unfortunately, Laplace's eyes picks up chests that happens to... No. That's right, Laplace's eye would have picked them up by now, because if they would have already been found, I still would have been able to find them anyway. It doesn't really matter. We're going to go after the crab later on. Oh. Wait, no, I think we're gonna go after the crab now, because we accidentally ran into him. But as I was saying, I was trying to find enemies, which happens to be... not enemies, I meant... Okay, I was screwing up everything. Let me slow down. I was trying to find out if there was any chests, and like I said, Laplace's eyes would have picked up any hidden chests if they would have appeared,
It is finally
regardless of whether I got them or not.
Prepare yourself.
I made some screw-ups in commentary, but let's just be honest, the Laplace's eye is a very good thing to have. And it's one of the things you should get on your first game. It will at least help you to find all the hidden items, which, by the way, appear randomly.
This is your sin.
Yeah, this giant enemy crab is really, really big,
finally my
and it
turn.
actually... Wait, I thought it took... Wait, it's taking more turns than I do? Oh, right. Now, I mean, Vert's got more speed than, mages and Neptune.
Seal of darkness. Yikes.
Alright.
It is
Can
my
we go
turn.
back to actually,
Take this.
I was about to say, can we go back to having, Neptune, Vert, and mages that actually attack and the guy not do anything? Because that would be nice. So, we'll just have Uni take care of that.
It's my turn.
Looks like her stun grenade didn't paralyze it. It must be immune to paralysis or something. No, wait, actually,
I won't go
that's
easy.
right. Paralysis is actually a low percentage.
Prepare yourself.
And I also keep forgetting that I didn't put Vert's combo link on.
Finally. Gonna hit ya.
Alright. Let's see if I can actually gain about let me see if I can get 100 first.
There.
Probably not, but I'm gonna give it a try. And unfortunately, no.
I'll help.
Why am I so hell-bent on getting 100 hits? Because it's an
It is
accolade.
my turn.
Yeah, I know accolades are useless, but at least, you'll probably see it when I actually do it. And it's nice to actually have some accolades show up on the screen.
It's my turn.
And we're done here with the forest crab.
Did you think
I mean,
you could face me?
it was a good thing it showed up because, oh, well, Neptune's got 10,000 health. Fantastic. But it's a good thing it showed up because of the enemy that we're about to face. And thankfully, we're at level 4 in EXE. That's the thing. Don't waste EXE on any of the enemies
Now, let us
outside
end this
of the
quick.
boss.
My turn.
you're gonna need all the help you could get.
There! Here you go!
So on that note,
Now, what
Easy.
shall I do?
let's just get rid of every enemy that happens to be in our way. And like I said, you need all the experience you could get.
Operation
So you'll probably be
Revelation
sticking
will now
around this
commence.
place grinding. And if it's too much for you, you can just either go for the exit or get the eject button. It really doesn't matter how you leave, so long as you are able to leave safely.
Engulfed in the flames of darkness.
So on that note,
Did you really think you could stop
now
the
it's
mad
time for us
magician?
to actually start the... let's save first, because anything that can go wrong will go wrong. So let's head to the marker and prepare ourselves for battle. Alright. Arfoire has pretty much made it to town and she is causing trouble. Unfortunately for us, that also means, the brothers, basically. Yeah, that's right. The brothers. Remember their whole obsession for boobs? Well, one good look at Arfoire's and these two are pretty much putty in her hands. We haven't gotten to that point yet, but it's kind of obvious that's going to happen, because they've already done that in the first game. So, yeah. So, on that note, Financier is about to die. Unfortunately, the brothers pretty much has... Shields pretty much just abandoned Lowee for right now, because they haven't shown up yet. Well, here they are now, and unfortunately, they choose boobs over death. These two. It's as if they're Quagmire. Oh my god. What are these two useless motherfuckers going to do? Of course they're going to steal. Of course they're going to betray everybody. I mean, yeah, sorry. I kind of ruined the immersion. But hey, you kind of knew these guys were going to do this, because it's already been hinted in the last part how much these two love breast. Wait. And they both are just shocked. Arfoire is in disbelief. That's the messed up part. And they're changing sides because Arfoire is more developed than blonde. To which Arfoire, for the first time, actually got a good compliment. Funny thing, in the anime, she also mentioned that she looks good in the nude to Pirachu, to which Pirachu just says too much information. No, I'm not kidding, actually looked that up. But still, these guys are literally making breast jokes about blonde. And blonde just happened to be standing right there. Oh shit. That is harsh. But I have to say, folks, with everything that just happened in a time span of about 14 minutes, it only gets crazier from here. But folks, after this whole entire cutscene, we're going to arguably the worst boss in the entirety of the game. And thankfully, it's the only time we ever face this boss. God, it's annoying. But for right now, we just realized that Neptune is not with them. Even though she just followed everybody there. And the only reason she's there is because of the fact that she's trying to show off. I mean... Kappa just called Arfoire an old lady. I'm sorry. All the jokes against Arfoire is just hilarious. And they even broke the fourth wall again. Jesus Christ. And now that I stop and think about it, this was the part where Neptune also tried to do a reference to Sailor Moon. And that was in the old game. But still, she gets punched in the head for her troubles. So whatever the case, I think now it's about time for the boss to show up. Provided the cutscene ends. That's the thing. I keep telling you guys, there's a lot, and I repeat, a lot of cutscenes. Well, for the most part, at least we're going to be fighting with CPUs. That's a good thing. The bad thing, it doesn't really matter. Because people get stuck in this area for two reasons. One, the boss sucks. And I've been also hinting throughout the entirety of the part after you dealt with Noir that the game sometimes starts to crash. This is one of those sections where the game starts to crash. I mean, it would be all well and good if the game didn't have a tendency to crash, but sometimes it crashes around this part, if not the battle itself. Meaning you'll have to suffer through the cutscene all over again, which is why oh god, not another grammatical error. As I was saying, which is why I'm actually talking through this, even though it's a silent cutscene. They are skippable though, don't get me wrong, all the cutscenes are skippable. It's just the fact that when the game tends to crash, you'll end up running into the cutscene, which happens to be the last part. Or more likely, you'll have to go back through the save point all over again. So on that note, the CPUs are prepared for battle. And unfortunately, the brothers are not actually going to be fought this time around. No, we'll be fighting the worst boss in the battle in the entirety. Okay, the worst boss battle in the entirety of the game.
I won't lose.
And that is, of course, the heavy tank and the item sealing unit, as well. No, the self-defense. No, it's a self-defense tank, the item jammer rod, and the skills jammer rod. This is the worst boss in the game, and obviously I'm showing you the best strategy for it. Get rid of the item jammer. You need the item jammer out of your way. And power hits is the best way to go for the item jammer. Just want to make sure that you are at a high level before you actually take on the item jammer. Although elemental attacks won't do much for the item jammer, electricity will. And if you want to take damage to the self-defense systems, by all not take damage, deal damage to the self-defense system by all means. It just makes this battle a lot quicker.
Operation Revelation.
Killing the item jammer is the first thing you want to do. Okay, go to the item jammer. Item jammer. I want to target. Thank you. That's all I wanted to do.
Take this.
Alright, item chamber's out of the way, and now we're able to use items again.
Be gone.
So if your characters are fast, you'll be able to do as much damage to the item jammers. I mean, if your characters are fast, you'll just... Okay. Damn it. I'm just flubbing up here. As I was saying, if your characters are fast enough, you'll be able to do damage to the item jammer. But you can also try to add some defenses before coming in, like for instance, any of those rings that could actually work. This is the only boss where defensive CD and rings would actually help you out in the battle. Because of the fact you're not going to be able to take any sort of, no, I should say, you're not going to be able to do any sort of healing if these guys keep on attacking you.
Revelation will now commence.
The skills rod actually does fire damage, and I think the tank itself is a physical attacker, while the item rod is, I do believe, an earth. Is it earth or was it a lightning?
Let me invite you to the dawn.
I'm pretty sure it was lightning. But whatever the case, no, wait, it was ice. Never mind. If you have anything to protect yourself from these, from this boss, it will just make things a hell of a lot faster. And yeah, you might want to stretch your forces out, because even with defense power-ups, it's still actually penetrating through the defenses, and it's still hurting the cast. So on that note,
Revelation will now commence.
let me try to position myself to where I could actually land a hit on the skills jamming rod.
Got you.
Attacks are your friend, and it'll be in your best interest to try to use as much of them as you can. And keeping mages in the party will actually make things go a lot faster, because these monsters have at least some semblance of weakness to any sort of elements. Air and thunder, most definitely. And fire, too.
Prepare yourself.
Or gravity will work, too. Doesn't really matter. So long as you do use some sort of elemental attack that could actually deal some serious damage. Or guard breaking, whichever one comes first. Whatever the case, we took care of the self-defense unit, the skills jammer rod, and the item jamming rod. Thank God. Seriously, that is an annoying boss. That's why I say level up as high as you can and try to do as much damage as you can to this item jamming rod first. Whatever the case, we're going to end up finding ourselves up against another boss. However, things will be a little bit differently this time around. With a marathon of bosses we have to face, we won't get to another save point until after we take care of the ones we just dealt with. Oh, and one more thing. There will come a point that we'll be able to at least use items before we actually get to the next battle. They're trying to tell her to heal like a dog because of the fact that Whiteheart is about to try to take on a whole entire army by herself, even though it's a bunch of monsters we just got finished facing earlier on. So unfortunately, Vert and Blonde will have no choice but to fall back, as well as everybody else will too, and we'll end up having to deal with all of the forces that are pursuing us by ourselves. Unfortunately, that means Vert and Blonde are no longer in the party for the time being. At least not until we're about to complete Stellar Field. So on that note, the brothers actually proved to be double-crossing bastards, and untrustworthy at that. And for the record, Arfoire is actually a F cup, if I'm not mistaken. She's an F cup, and Bird is actually an H. So by the brothers' standards, they're going to betray Arfoire. Yes, right. That's right. I'm sorry. What is wrong with me? Anyway. Yes, I said it. Arfoire is actually an F cup, and it has been confirmed that she is. So on that note, why am I so busy talking about breast? Well, again, the brothers. They only are loyal to people with big breasts. So like I said, Vert and Blonde are out of the picture for right now. Which means we're gonna have to truck through the next stage without them. It would be a perfect time for you to start grinding and start getting yourselves prepared. But thankfully, they're not that mean. You'll see later on. But for the time being, we're going to at least have some sort of EXE gauge, just so we'll be able to blast through the enemies and get through. And that's all we practically need to do. Unfortunately, we're going to be still dealing with monsters. So that means one thing. We're going to have to rearrange our party again. Ah, sweet Jesus. Why is it that we have to rearrange our party all the time? Oh wait, no, we don't even have that option. That's right, we don't have the option. We're just fighting two Lowee guards and...
I'll finish this.
High defense guards, or whatever the hell they are. Let me see. Well, it's not going to matter, because I'm going to end up destroying them anyway, so... Let's see. What shall I destroy?
Leave it to me.
Ah, there we go. It is a... Well, I can't really see that, but it is Lowee Extreme Guard, and
send your soul back into hell.
A monster that's going to be dead in a few minutes.
Like to taste defeat?
Oh, right. We might as well take out this one too. I didn't actually read what that other monster was, but I think these are rare monster fights that you only can fight because they're a quote-unquote boss fight, even though they're mooks.
This is your fate.
Alright! The Lowee Extreme Guard actually limits mental and movement. Sorry about that. Oh, that's what this is. An SD Reticule. I'm reading that right, I guess. But it's another one of those guard enemies too, but it doesn't matter. It's about to go down as well.
Who wants to get beaten first?
Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to wreck this enemy shit with IF's EXE drive. Not bad. It actually done a lot of damage, at least. So on that note, I think we're done here. And now it's off to Stellar Field. Well, after dealing with all the enemies we just got finished dealing with, now it's time for us to go to Stellar Snowfield, which, ironically, doesn't show up in the overworld until after you leave the area, because it's already thrusted you in the area. Now, if you do not feel like you're ready to take on this battle, you can simply turn around and exit. But I'm not going to do that. we're instead going to proceed through Stella Field. So, on that note, if there are any enemies we need to face, by all means face them and raise up your EXE gauge. Funny thing is, look at the bottom right of my screen. My EXE gauge is almost filled from the previous fight. So you might want to use the monsters that you were facing before you came here as a way for you to how should I put this? Raise up your EXE meter. And for now, we're gonna have Uzume there. I guess just because. To try to raise up her Lily rank with Neptune at least. But for the time being, we're going to be headed straight over to the area right here. And we're going to
A rare item.
pick up this green fragment. Okay, that works. And this should be a place for you to save right here. Unfortunately, there won't be any items until we complete the event.
What's with all those monsters?
They just keep coming.
But we finally made it to the Sky Harbor.
How sad. Showing trepidation from just those numbers.
Now, it looks like mages will take care of them from chasing us.
What? That was a jab at light humor and...
Thanks, mages.
That's super, Meiji! You're really the mad magician!
No, this is not good. Not good at all. Ah! Hello? What? You found traces at Leanbox. I must hurry then. I bid you luck. Lux teneve imag nutama sisum. So, I need to hurry to Leanbox now.
That was the worst acting I've seen yet.
I've got you now, Neptune. How unexpected to see you get this far.
Our 42? They're already on us.
How many times do I have to tell you that my name is wrong? That's it.
That form!
I assume defeating you in this form will affect those you are protecting.
No matter what form you take, those are all fakes.
True, I am a fake. But if I fuse two goddesses' power into one, I will surpass you.
What? That can't be.
Give up, and don't worry, Neptune. I will put your power to good use. You saying a fake is better than the real deal?
Blonde!
If you haven't forgotten, I am here too.
Vert, too! Why are you both here?
Well, I did promise that I would return, did I not?
Vert!
Hey, I ain't a jerk to the ones who are doing their best for Lowee.
Blonde!
Oh yeah? And you're the one who said we're friends, right?
Seems like the tables are turned now.
Looks like everyone is back together after all.
That's because you always do your best, Nep Nep. I'm so happy.
Trash like you coming together doesn't change who you are.
Arfoire, Your power may surpass us, but we're not fighting alone. We'll all fight together and win this.
And now that Blonde and Vert are back into the party, we're gonna have to add him in again. Funny thing though, I need to show you a little something. Let's put Vert with Uni, and you'll see something very hilarious. Actually, no, let's wait. Vert's already got some. No, let's not put that. Actually, let's put Blonde over here, and we're gonna put. Okay, no. We're gonna put. I think we're gonna put. God damn it! I'm trying to think, because I need a better strategy for what I'm about to face. So we're gonna put Plutia with Neptune, and we're going to put Magus with Uni, and oh yeah, that's right. Magus also has some sort of Lily rank with Vert, but ironically, Vert has a Lily rank with Uni. Thing is, I never put those two in a party together. We're gonna put a combo link. Wait, hold on, go back. I just recently now saw the combo link. Am I gonna put it in? Yes! Finally! I made sure to put the combo link in. Thank God! I finally remembered that. Not like I'm going to be using Magus, but I don't think Magus has a combo link either. And neither does Uni. So on that note, we'll just put in and fill in a few blanks and let's just go. Because at least our health has been restored. That's a good thing. That may have actually debunked what I said about the health not being restored, but at least the health is restored now. So with that said, it's time for us to take on Fake Whiteheart.
It's my turn.
With the real one. So, let's see. Let's go on ahead and give myself a strength boost. Might as well. Oh, and for the record, folks, this is a battle you could actually lose. And if you didn't save before fighting, you'd have to go through every single bit of that cutscene all over again, as well as fighting the enemies, as well as fighting the boss of Hyrule Snowfield. That is a lot of things to go back if you didn't think to save. It would be wise to save, or if you're not ready for this fight, because yeah, believe it or not, if you're not at level 55,
I'm ready anytime.
Fake Whiteheart is pretty damn tough. Because of the fact that Tensor and Trombane actually can do a massive amount of damage. Because yeah, Blood has high attack and very low defense. So it would be in your best interest to use high attack moves on Blonde's piddling defense.
I'm ready anytime.
Oh, and bear in mind, she does regenerate after every single turn. So that's one thing you gotta take into account.
I'm ready anytime.
And while yes, I am taking her to school because of the fact that we are at a higher level, still, it's not a good idea to underestimate her.
I ain't gonna be beaten by the likes of you.
So on that note, I think we're done with Chapter 4. And we got a medal lesson end result.
Yeah! Level up!
So on that note, since we didn't really need to escape, we've pretty much driven away Arfoire. And that's the second time we've... Actually, no, that's the third time we've defeated her. No, wait, no. Let me rephrase that again. No, no, that's the fourth time I've defeated her. The first time, it was accidentally, even though it was a no-win battle. Second time, I beat her because that was the end of Chapter 1. Third time, I beat her near the end of Chapter 3 and beat her again at the end of Chapter 3, and now we're here. No, that's actually 5 times. Jesus Christ. That's a lot of times, because I know there was one unwinnable battle with her as her being fake Greenheart. But yeah, 5 freaking times? Jesus Christ. That's more, we're almost there to Sigma territory, but we're halfway through in Wily territory. Whatever the case, Arfoire has been badly injured, and she decided to retreat for now. So on that note, it would be of best interest to go home and raise a victory flag, because after what is arguably one of the most hated chapters, because of the bosses, you need a break. And you probably will need to grind at least up to level 70 this time around. Why am I saying level 70? Trust me. Chapter 5 is nothing to sneeze at. Specifically for Neptune to gain up to Chapter 5. To level 70. Sorry, that's what I meant to say. Whatever the case, I'll see you guys in part 25 when we actually start Chapter 5. This is Arfoire 985. 4 chapters down, at least 4 more to go. See ya!